Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nittai Gauda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gauda Hari Bol. Nittai Gauda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacaya Sota Satta Simhachalam A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Kudi Vaishnavrinda ki Prem Se Gosi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivajari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinaacham Kundarada Kondagiri Govardhana ki Vrindavan Dham ki Mathura Dham ki Mayapur Dham ki Jagannath Dham ki Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol Samavita Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Guranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we are reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Madhya-līlā, Chapter 22, the process of devotional service. So first, text number 63, and then text number 64. First I will read text number 63, and then together we'll chant text number 64. Yatha taror mula nisechanena tripyanti tat skandabhujo pashakaha paranapaharach chayatendriyanam tataiva sarvahanam achyuteja. Translation. By pouring water on the root of a tree, one automatically satisfies the trunk, branches and twigs. Similarly, by supplying food to the stomach, where it nourishes the life air, one satisfies all the senses. In the same way, by worshipping Krishna and rendering him service, one automatically satisfies all the demigods. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad-Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 31st chapter, text number 14. A famous verse. Text number 64. Sadhavanjanahaya bhakti adhikari uttama madhyama kanishta shraddha anusari Sadhavanjanahaya bhakti adhikari Uttama madhyama kanishta shraddha anusari Sadhavanjanahaya bhakti adhikari Uttama madhyama kanishta shraddha anusari. Anybody else? Shadavanjan. A person with faith high is Bhakti Adhikari, eligible for discharging transcendental loving service to the Lord. Uttam, first class. Madhyam, intermediate. Kanishtha, the lowest class. Shraddha Anusari, according to the proportion of faith. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. A faithful devotee is a truly eligible candidate for the loving service of the Lord. According to one's faith, one is classified as a topmost devotee, an intermediate devotee, or an inferior devotee. Purport. The word Shraddhavan, faithful, means understanding Krishna to be the summum bonum, the eternal truth and absolute transcendence. If one has full faith in Krishna and confidence in Him, one becomes eligible to discharge devotional service confidentially. According to one's faith, one is a topmost, intermediate, or inferior devotee. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotapada Kamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakandvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Ganchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Vrishabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. And so, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking to Sanatana Goswami. In Varanasi, giving transcendental knowledge, complete transcendental knowledge in regards to Sambandha Gyan, the beginning stage of knowledge when one understands that we are not this body, we are spirit soul, and that God is existing, God is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of everything, and that we have a relationship with Him. And that we have to try to become free from this material entanglement and go to the spiritual world. So that is initial knowledge known as Sambandha Gyan. Then after comes Abhideya Gyan, so the process of devotional service is explained how to perform devotional service so that we may advance, so that we may realize our spiritual existence as spirit soul, our relationship with Krishna. and then ultimately prayojan gyan. So that is the confidential devotional service that has to be learned. So one may attain perfection. So similarly also in this verse, then according to one's realization, according to one's faith, also as mentioned here, Shraddha Anusari, according to Shraddha, faith. One is considered a Kanishta, neophyte devotee, Madhyam, intermediate devotee, or Uttam, topmost devotee. So in text 63, one verse is quoted from Srimad-Bhagavatam, which is famous. So by watering the tree, the root of a tree, then the whole tree is actually satisfied. If, for example, one is thinking, let me just give some water to the leaves, then the tree will be happy. No, that is practically of no use. The water has to go to the root, and then through the roots, the water will go to the whole tree. The whole tree will be nourished. Similarly, if we supply food to the stomach, then the whole body will be satisfied. If we get nice mahaprasad, rice, dal, sabji, chapati, nice meal, and then at the end some sweet rice or some rasgulla, then one is satisfied. The belly is satisfied, that the whole body is. Then actually there's another verse mentioned in the scriptures that by eating, so one actually becomes nourished. The body becomes nourished. And then one feels some strength. And then one also feels satisfaction. One is fully satisfied. So similarly, by worshipping Krishna, if Krishna is satisfied, then basically everyone is satisfied. Krishna tustam jagat tustam. If Krishna is satisfied, the whole world is satisfied. So that is mentioned also in the scriptures. It means the demigods also, and all the human beings, all the family members which we have. So therefore it is mentioned that one should worship Krishna. And then one does not have to separately worship the demigods. Otherwise it is mentioned in scriptures that one is indebted to others, to the demigods, one is indebted to the forefathers, one is indebted to the family member, one is indebted to the society for the facility given by the king or the government. So one is indebted and one should repay the debt, just like if one is being brought up by the parents. So then, when one is grown up, it is our duty to serve the parents as much as possible. Similarly, one has to offer something to the demigods because they are supplying water. The sun is giving the light, the moon also, by which the vegetable grows. And so therefore we should reciprocate and give them something. Therefore the process is there in the Vedic literatures. And therefore even Krishna's father, Nanda Maharaj, he was worshipping Indradev. Because Indradev is giving water, which is very important. We need water for drinking, for taking bath, to cook for the Lord, and then for the garden, the trees, the plants. Everyone needs water, most essential. So, therefore, Nanda Baba, Krishna's father, was doing Indra Puja every year. And one day, Krishna, just to show that this is okay, but it is more important to worship the Supreme Lord and to worship, specifically, he was saying we should worship Govardhan. And The brahmanas, because they give blessings, and the cows, because the cow is giving milk. Milk is, of course, water is very important, but for the body, actually milk is most important. It is a complete food, actually. So therefore, we give the children milk. They should drink everyday milk. Of course, first the mother's milk, but then after some time, when the mother is not able to give milk anymore, when the child is 2 years old or 3, then cow milk should be given. So that is good for the body, that is good for the brain. And then one can function properly. But even for the human beings, when one is an adult, it is good to drink milk. I should drink milk. So then one becomes healthy and strong. So, and then even if the health is not so good, then in India the Ayurvedic doctor will tell you should drink more milk. Maybe 1 month ago my health was not so good, because sometimes very busy, hardly sleeping and not much eating because of seva and doing yagyas and preaching, and sometimes we don't eat enough. And of course the 6 Goswamis, they were eating very little and sleeping little. But we cannot imitate. So my health was not so good, and the doctor was telling me you should drink more milk. Every day you should take milk morning and evening, and take more dal, proteins. You are underweight. I said, okay. So now I have to drink a little more milk. So milk is very important. So Krishna, he told his father that why are you worshipping Indra? Because rain is coming anyhow. And rain, even so Indra is giving the rain, but not very intelligent. The rain is coming on the land, the rain is coming on the desert, where there is no use of the water. And rain is going into the ocean also. There is already so much water, what is the use of the water there? So much water already there in the ocean. And then Krishna told to Nanda Baba, better you worship Giriraj, Govardhan. Because we get everything from Govardhan. There's water there also. At that time Govardhan was very big. And small waterfalls are there. And the cows, and even Krishna and the cowboys, they were drinking the water from there. And the cows, they're eating the nice grass which is there, very green grass. And there are trees there, and the gopas are taking the fruits from the trees. And caves, when it is cold, a little cold, or when it is raining or hot, they can go in the caves. And they play on Govardhan, Krishna and his friends. So better we worship Giriraj. And then he said, then also the brahmanas, because they give blessings, ashirvad. Like Sisi Lakshmi Shingadev Maharaj ki. So we all need the blessings of the Supreme Lord, the Spiritual Master, the devotees. And when anyone was coming to Mahaprabhu, especially after taking sannyas, so he was giving blessings. He was saying, Krishna matirastu. May Krishna be in your consciousness. Krishna matirastu. Astu means be. Matira means in the consciousness, in the mind. May Krishna be in your consciousness. In this way, he's giving blessings. So different ways of giving blessings, also by speaking or by showing the hand. This is Ashirvad Mudra, giving blessings. And so even the deities you can see, I believe Madan Mahan, Radharani there, she's giving Ashirvad. No? Ashirvad Mudra. Radharani giving Ashirvad blessings. And by seeing also, the pure devotee can give blessings just by looking at somebody. Kripa drishti. Kripa drishti, by looking mercifully. Of course, the matter of the consciousness is there. Krishna wants to give blessings. The Guru wants to give blessings. Just by thinking, let this devotee get my mercy. And then the devotee will be blessed. Just by thinking, but then by looking, by speaking, by showing. So blessings may be given. So the Brahmanas, They are absorbed in the absolute truth. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Param Sada Pashyade Suryaho Divivachakshora Dadam Tatve Pajabhamanjavo Jagrevam Sa Samendare Vishnu Nyat Paramam Padam. So that is a verse which is recited by the pujaris before going on the altar. Prabhupada many times mentioned this verse also. The Vipra, the Brahmanas, Diviva Chakshur, they have divine eyes. Jagri Vamsa, they are spiritually awake. And what they see? Tad Vishnu Paramam Param Sada. Always they see the abode of the Lord. They see Golok, they see Krishna. And therefore they can give blessings. So we may also see Krishna after some time. So, by hearing from the lips of the pure devotees, when he gives his blessings, then we can see Krishna. Beautiful Krishna. Murlidhar holding the flute. Pitambar Vesh wearing yellow dhoti and chadar. Sikhi Pichi, Moli. He has a morpunk in the crown or in the turban. Today also Nishingadev, he has a turban also. So we remember Krishna. But one thing is missing there. It doesn't have a peacock feather. But Krishna always has a peacock feather. Two things. When we teach about deity worship, we tell the pujaris or the devotees, you must make sure that Krishna has two things when he's giving darshan. One is the peacock feather and the other one is the flute. Always Krishna has. Only Krishna in Braj. In Dwarka, Dwarkadish, no flute, no peacock feather. Only when he's feeling so much separation from Krishna, then sometimes the associates, when he's thinking about Krishna and Braj. And so then actually in Dwarka they made one New Vrindavan, Nava Vrindavan. Like in America, Prabhupada established New Vrindavan, and the deities there also of Radha Krishna. So when Krishna in Dwarka is feeling separation, so then actually they called the priest or the architect of the demigods, Vishwakarma. And he came and he made a New Vrindavan in Dwarka. And he made deities of Maria Yashoda, Nanda Baba, Radharani, Krishna's friends, some cows and calves. And then Krishna can go there. And then they're giving him the flute. Look here, your flute and your peacock feather. And Dwarkadish for sometimes he's thinking, I'm Krishna in Braj. But then he's seeing that they're not moving. Nobody's moving here, the cows and the calves. And what is happening here? And then he's going a little further, then he's seeing the ocean. First thing is that Yamuna, or what is it? And he says, no, it's the ocean. And he sees some big buildings, some palaces. And then he remembers, oh, I'm Dwarkadish actually. I'm not Krishna in Braj. And he puts the peacock feather and the flute again away. So Krishna's wonderful pastimes are there. So Krishna is very beautiful. He's most beautiful in Braj. And that is the complete form. Krishna is complete in, most complete. Krishna is complete in Dwarka, more complete in Mathura, and most complete in Braj. Always there is a cowboy as a goat, but this most powerful, most complete, most beautiful, the source of everything. So, is the Lord of our life. That is Mahaprabhu has told. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Taniyastad Dhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavaravariganiya Kalpitaha Srimad-Bhagavatam Puranam Amaram Prema Pumattamaham Sit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Dana Paraha. That verse Prabhupada also many times recited. So that Aradhya Bhagavan, the worshipable Lord, our worshipable Lord, that is Brajesha Taniyas. Braja Ish, the Lord of Braj, that is Nanda Baba, and Taniya is his son. So he's our worshipable object. He's Pranana, the Lord of our life. Ishtadev. Ishta means the Lord also. Dev. So it's the Lord of our life. It's the life of our life. Pranana means actually, the Lord of our life or the life of our life. like we explained yesterday. So the soul is there within the airs in the body. And the main air is pran vayu. So, but more important than the life air is Krishna. The life air is important, but if Krishna is not in our life, then what is the use of our life? So Krishna is the life of our life. Prananat. So also Upasya Dev. So it's our worshipable object. Upasya. We do upasana, worship. So Krishna is a worshipable object. Tadhama Vrindavanam. And as worshipable as Krishna is his holy abode. Vrindavanam, Tadiya. So because actually Krishna is in the holy dham, so we have to respect the holy dham. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada used to say, without dham seva, no dham, nam seva. And even in deity worship, first we remember the holy dham, Navadvip dham, and then we worship Gonitai. Then we remember Raj dham, and then we worship Radha Krishna or Krishna Balaram. Dham seva and then Thakurji seva or dham smaranam. We remember the dham, then he can worship because Krishna is in the dham, Mahaprabhu is in the dham. And we need the mercy of the dham. So that is also an important limb of devotional service. So we have to be conscious of the dham. Therefore Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada was saying, without dham seva, no nam seva. If you don't remember the holy dham, how you can chant properly Hare Krishna? How you can see Krishna when you chant Hare Krishna if you don't remember the dham, Braj dham? Because Krishna is in Braj. If you don't remember Braj, then how you can remember Krishna? So we have to pray to the dham also. And then we can see Krishna, we can serve Krishna properly. So this process is very scientific, and so the acharyas, the spiritual master, they have given us the process of sadhana bhakti by which we can advance. So, but first, as mentioned in this verse, so then we have to put Krishna in the center, and we have to worship Krishna. And then, so automatically, all the demigods are satisfied. And you're not obliged to the demigods. You're not obliged even to the family members. If one is living home as a brahmachari or taking sannyas, he has no obligation if he's serving Krishna. Then he has no obligation to the demigods, not even to the family members. But still, as a devotee, it's nice to keep a relationship with the family members, because not only we are doing our devotional service, but we should try to help others. And then we are preaching, distributing books to anyone, trying to make them devotees. So what to speak our parents? We should try to help them, so they may also become devotee. So we can keep a relationship, but as brahmachari, we should not be too much attached. As a sannyasi, then of course one may be fully dedicated to the service of the Lord, and then not much relationship is there with the family. But otherwise it is the duty as a householder to also serve the family members. But Krishna has to be in the center. That has to be understood. And then everyone is benefited if we serve Krishna. Then our family members are benefited also, even if they are not devotees. But if we are devotees, then they will get benefit. It is mentioned in the scriptures. Sometimes it mentions 3 generations, or 7 generations, 11 generations, 21 generations. The family members are, it is even mentioned, liberated. But so we have to understand properly why different places differently mentioned. Because it depends on the degree of the devotee. If he's a neophyte devotee, then the effect will be a little less of his devotional service. Only then 3 generations will get some benefit. But if one is a pure devotee, then 21 generations before and after, they will be benefited. And even those connected, Prabhupada is mentioned, even in our last life, so those who are connected with us, they will be benefited also by the Lord's arrangement. So Krishna has to be in the center, and then everyone will be satisfied, or everyone will be nourished. So basically that has to be understood. But then we have to act according to time, place and circumstances. So text number 64, Shraddhavan Jan Hai, or Shraddhavan Jan Hai. So Shraddhavan Jan, a person with faith. Jan means person, Shraddha means faith. So Shraddhavan means one who has faith. So one who has faith, bhakti adhikari, he becomes eligible to perform devotional service. Adhikar means a kind of right. Adhikari has a right. But then it is mentioned according to one's faith, Shraddha Anusari. Then one is a neophyte devotee, intermediate or topmost devotee. See, one has little faith, then he's a neophyte devotee. Kanishta, kamnishta, the determination is less. So he has less faith. And so his faith may be shaken easily. But one who has more faith, so is intermediate devotee. And one who has Dhriyar Vishwas, strong faith, full faith, is a pure devotee. So in the beginning, actually, the faith is required. That is mentioned also by Rupa Goswami. Adav Shraddha. First we should have faith. Tata Sadhu Sangha. Then we have to see, associate with the devotees. But that faith in the beginning is not very strong. Adav Shraddha. But some faith, yes, I believe in God. But that is also known as Lokik Shraddha. That is just ordinary faith. But then afterwards, in Sadhu Sangha, when we associate with the devotees, then Paramattik Shraddha, then transcendental faith will be there. Because the pure devotee has so much love and he has strong faith. In his association, our faith becomes also more mature. So at the beginning, the faith is not very strong, but in association with the advanced devotees, our faith becomes more strong. And similarly, then also even the humility. In the beginning, the humility is known as kacha. It is not ripe. Kacha, dainatva. So we have some faith. We know nothing. We come to the temple and we have a little faith and some humility is there because we don't know anything. Yes, Prabhuji, how can I serve you? One has to be humble. But if the faith in the beginning is not strong, then also the humility will not be ripe. Little problem, and then his faith is broken, or his humility is gone. He becomes angry. So, the paripakva dainatva, the very ripe faith, that is coming if one is realized, when one has strong faith, then the humility will be really there, and that will stay. Like a pure devotee, he has full faith and nothing and nobody can shake his faith. He will always have faith in Krishna, he will never give up his devotional service, no matter what. Even he's ready to give up his life, like Haridas Thakur in Mayapur. So he was born in Muslim family, but he was a devotee and he chanted 3 lakhs. 300,000 names means 3 times 64 rounds. And we are chanting 16. So he had strong faith, pure devotee, associate of the Lord. So then the Muslims, they were telling him, you're Muslim, why are you chanting the name of God, of the Hindu God? You should give it up. And then he was explaining to them, well, actually, there's no difference between Allah, the Muslim God and Krishna. But their Allah, this is not his personal name, but Krishna is the personal name of the Supreme Lord. So I'm chanting his names, there's nothing wrong. They said, no, you should follow our religion, Muslim religion. If you don't do, we will cut your body into 100 pieces. We will kill you. He said, you can do whatever you want. I will never give up the chanting of the holy name. Then, okay, we should do something. Then they told the Nawab Hussain. So the ruler, Muslim ruler, he said, okay, you beat him up with some ropes. Actually, they have rope just like to take care of the cows and the horses. They have some rope to give them some lashes so they will follow. But they use that for the people also if they do something wrong as a punishment. 10 lashes on the back. Strong. So much pain. So he told his man, so we will show him. And we show other people so that they will not chant the holy names. So in 22 marketplaces they brought him, they were beating him up with this rope, with his lashes. But he didn't stop chanting Hare Krishna. The people were saying, hoi hoi, how he's tolerating, because Mahaprabhu was protecting him. And so Mahaprabhu was protecting Haridas Thakur. So the first time when he revealed Mahaprabhu that is the Lord, first they did not know that is the Supreme Lord. By Yoga Maya, his devotees, even by Yoga Maya, they didn't know that is the Supreme Lord, not different from Krishna. So, but then when he grew up and he went to Bodh Gaya to offer oblations to the forefathers, and then he met his spiritual master. Although he's Jagat Guru, himself is the Lord of all and is the supreme teacher. But just to set the example, the Supreme Lord comes as a devotee and is chanting the holy names and showing how we should worship Krishna. And then we should accept the spiritual master. So then he took initiation and then he chanted the holy names. And then the devotees were happy. Oh, Nimai Pandit was a scholar, very learned. He has become a devotee now. But still they did not know that is Bhagavan. But then one time, but they had so much respect, and one time then he showed them. He went to Srivas Pandit's house and he sat on the Shingasan, the Lord's altar. Like if a devotee would sit on the altar, everyone would say, hey, what are you doing? This is for the Lord, why are you sitting on the altar? So, but Nimai Pandit, his name was also Vishwambar, given by his grandfather, the father of the mother of his mother, Sachimata, who was a great astrologer, who could understand by seeing the horoscope that is the Lord. So then, Vishwambara, he sat on the altar in Srivas Pandit's house, next to the shaligram he had. And he said, I'm the Lord you're worshipping. You call all the devotees. And he became afraid. Oh, I never saw Mahaprabhu like this. And he realized it's the Lord. He called the devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling everyone. He's sitting on the altar of the Lord. And everyone came and offered obeisances. And then Mahaprabhu said, chant the Purusha Sukta prayers. Anyone knows Purusha Sukta? Pujaris know Purusha Sukta? You know Purusha Sukta? No, by heart. Okay, you Pujari a little bit? A little bit. You? Damodar? Little bit. Sastra Shesha Purusha Sasraksha Sahasrapad Sabomim Vishwato Vritva Attadeshtad Dashangulam Purushavidam Sarvam Yadbhutam Yachabam Uttamritad Vasheshanaha Yadanena Tirohati. I used to know by heart. I used to chant every day for some time. When I was here, Pujari, or I was in America also, Pujari sometimes in Switzerland, and then in India. But then after some point I thought, well, why I'm chanting every day? I don't want to see the universal form of the old Sahasra Shesha with thousands of heads, thousands of arms. Even I was chanting Bhagavad Gita every day. And then I was remembering Krishna on the battlefield with Arjuna. I was thinking when I was in Braj, but I should see Krishna playing the flute. Then I stopped chanting Bhagavad Gita every day, 1 or 2 chapters by heart. And I chanted some praise and glorification of Krishna. Kasturi tilakam, lalata patale, vaksastale kostubam, nasa grevara moktitam, karatele venu kankanam, sarvanga hari chandanam solitam kante chamuktavali, gopa stri parivestito vijayate gopalo churamani. Very famous verse. Kasturi tilakam, on his forehead he had tilak, made with the musk of the deer, kasturi. It is just a dot, not the tilak like we have. Many times he just has a dot here. Kasturi tilakam, lalate patale. Lalat means the forehead, broad forehead. Vaksastale kaustubam. So on the chest he has a kaustubamani. So beautiful stone is there, kaustubamani, jewel is there. So some say it is also a small calf is there shown on that. Nasa greva muktitam. Here on the tip of the nose, he has a little pearl attached to that, to the nose. There's a small ring, gold ring, and through the pearl, so that the ring is going there, so that is attached to the tip of the nose here. In India, ladies many times they also have some nose ring here in front and nose ring to the side, and then earrings. And so Krishna has also earrings, beautiful earrings. And karatale, kara means the hand, tale means in the palm of the hand. What he has in the palm of the hand? Venu, the flute. And he's playing beautifully. Kankanam, he has bangles here. And then Sarvanga Hari Chandanam, on the body, especially in the summer when it's hot. There's Chandan Yatra. They apply Chandan on the body of Krishna to keep him cool. Krishna is cool, but still, because they feel hot, and sometimes Krishna is saying, please give me some Chandan. There's a nice scent is there. Of course, Krishna's body is already very fragrant, even without chandan, without the musk of the deer, which is very strong and nice, fragrant. Kante chamuktavali, and he has a very nice pearl necklace, and he is surrounded by the gopis, gopastri parveshtito. And he's the best, the crest jewel of all the gopas. So by chanting these verses, and we can remember Krishna. Pitambara Vesh. So he has a yellow dhoti and chadar. So we chant more of these verses so we can remember Krishna as he is. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he's singing or the singer son, he was not showing I am Krishna. First he was showing I am God. First we have to understand that Mahaprabhu is God and Krishna is God. And later on, when we are purified in consciousness and we have some devotional sentiments for Mahaprabhu and Krishna, then we forget that they are God. Then they are the Lord of our life, Mahaprabhu and Krishna. So they were chanting Purusha Sukta prayers. And all the devotees, because all the Brahmanas, they know the Purusha Sukta prayers. Because when they do some yajna, like marriage ceremony, or entering a new house, they chant the Purusha Sukta prayers. So that is the process. So they chanted Purusha Sukta prayers, and then Mahaprabhu was happy. And then he gave blessings to everyone. And he showed them that is the Supreme Lord, and he knows everything that is in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Krishna is Bhagavan, but his expanded form is Paramatma. And then the effulgence, the Brahmajyoti is Krishna's effulgence. So Krishna is complete, the source of everything. And then he told Haridas Thakur, you remember When the Muslim, they were beating you in 22 marketplaces. Yes, I was there. I was protecting you. Then he showed his back. Look, here. The lashes they gave you, I took some on my back. So he was protecting the pure devotee. The pure devotee is embraced by Krishna or by Mahaprabhu or Srimati Radharani. So they're protected. So, because he had full faith in Krishna Nam. And he realized that Krishna Nam are no different. So then he was protected in this situation. So that is Uttam, that is topmost devotee. His faith is unbreakable. Rather he gives us his body than giving up chanting the holy names. And then, so his humility is there, very humble, a pure devotee. So, and then also surrender. So we have to surrender to Krishna, take shelter of Krishna. So it is not just going to Mangalartik and bowing down before the deities. In the beginning, actually, if one is under the modes of material nature, one cannot fully surrender. One is trying to surrender. But in the beginning, it is partial surrender. Because one is under the modes of material nature, passion, ignorance, then one thinking about oneself, thinking to get this and that, rather than giving everything to Krishna. So in the beginning stage, the surrender is also not full. It is not possible. But one is trying to have firm faith, one is trying to be humble, one is trying to surrender. And by doing that, by endeavoring all the time, day by day, year by year, maybe life after life, but we hope to become perfect in one lifetime. So if we have done something good in last lifetime, maybe it may be possible to become perfect. So it takes time. So, but we endeavor, we try our best, and then Krishna does the rest. Krishna is helping also. So that is the situation. So therefore here it is mentioned, a faithful devotee is truly eligible candidate for loving service. So Prabhupada is explaining the purport. Shraddhavan, faithful means understanding Krishna to be Samam Bonam, means to be everything for us. If one has full faith in Krishna and confidence in him, one becomes eligible to discharge devotional service confidentially. Confidential devotional service, that means pure devotional service. Like Krishna's associates in Braj, the gopis, Krishna friends, they are confidential associates of Krishna. So if you are pure, if you have full faith, then we can do confidential devotional service, pure bhakti. Otherwise, it is just the beginning stage. We are doing some devotional service, which is there in the beginning, which is okay. But then that is called sadhana bhakti. But then bhav bhakti, pure devotional service, that is coming later. And then the confidential exchange will be there with Krishna. So that is only possible for the pure devotees. So the Uttam Vaishnav. So therefore we should try to make advancement, slowly but surely. So from the beginning stage, Kanishta to the Madhyam, and then from Madhyam to Uttam. Of course, we don't like to hear or think, I'm a Kanishta Adhikari, I'm a neophyte devotee. We want to think, I want to become at least Madhyam, I should be Madhyam or Uttam Vaishnav. And if somebody will say, hey, you're Kanishta, hey, you're Kanishta, then what? I'm Kanishta, I'm already worshipping the deity, I'm distributing books, I'm Madhyam, I'm almost pure devotee. Sometimes you say pure devotee syndrome. In the beginning, not much understanding, but still thinking. And that is actually, I'm a pure devotee. I'm better than others. But a real devotee doesn't think I'm pure devotee. He thinks I'm insignificant because he has humility. He's realized I'm very insignificant. part and parcel of Krishna. If you take the tip of the hair, you cut 100 times and again 100 times, which you cannot. But the example is given so we can understand how insignificant we are. If you are realizing how insignificant you are, then you're really humble and then you're respecting everyone. You're not thinking you're better. There's mention also pure devotee. He thinks everyone is serving Krishna. Except I'm not able to serve Krishna nicely. I'm always trying to serve Krishna, but I cannot serve Krishna properly. It is mentioned pure devotee is always thinking about Krishna, is serving Krishna, but still he's thinking I'm not able to serve Krishna nicely. And he's seeing others, oh, this Prabhuji is serving so nicely. Oh, this Prabhuji is so nicely worshipping the deities, is distributing books, and I cannot do it so nicely. He's even seeing anybody else. Like, for example, you go to the shop to buy some fruits. Oh, then he's seeing, oh, this person is selling fruit. The devotee is buying, and he will offer to Krishna. So he's also a devotee. He's selling fruits. He's getting the fruits for Krishna. He's seeing everyone is connected to Krishna, directly or indirectly. Everyone is a servant of Krishna, which is true. He's not seeing the body, he's seeing the soul. So that is a pure devotee. So his ripe natural humility is there, and full faith, and then full surrender is there, because he's beyond the modes of material nature, Rajagun, Tamagun, and Sattvagun. It's Shuddha Sattva, Vishuddha Sattva. Vasudev Shabditam, the transcendental stage, is also known as Mathura or Vasudev, where the Lord is manifest. Or Mathura, because Krishna is in Mathura also, or in Braj. So that is the transcendental stage. So if the consciousness, if our heart, like Mahaprabhu was saying, Moraman Brindavan, he was in Puri, but he was saying, Moraman Brindavan, my mind is Brindavan. He's thinking about Brindavan and Krishna in Brindavan. So that is the Supreme Lord. Krishna is coming as a devotee to show us. So therefore, he was chanting 1 lakh names, 64 rounds. Sometimes on the Japamala, sometimes on finger. Sometimes he had a piece of cloth and he was making knots and he was counting. So in this way he was chanting and dancing and discussing with his associates about Krishna's pastimes in Braj. He was going every day to see Gadadhar Pandit at Toto Gopinath. And then he was also, actually, he was telling Gadadhar Pandit many times, you tell the story of Prahlad Maharaj and Nishingadev. And it's mentioned that 100 times he heard from Gadadhar Pandit about Nishingadev and Prahlad Maharaj. And he was asking him, tell me about Dhruva Maharaj. Just to show, we have to hear also about the different incarnations of the Lord, so that we become purified and understand truly that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And all the other personality of Godhead are expansions of Krishna. So that is required also. So he was showing by his example that one has to follow Varna Ashram, follow the rules and regulations of Varna Ashram, but with Krishna in the center. But then later on also, every evening, he was calling his dear devotees, Sarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda, who were actually Lalita Dvishaka and Krishna-līlā. And he told them, say something about Krishna. And then they were reading from books of great devotees. Jayadev Goswami. His famous book of Jayadev Goswami, Geet Govind. Geet Govind. It's actually glorification of course, Radha Krishna, but mostly Radharani, how she's in which mood and how she's serving Krishna, with which expressions she's serving Krishna. And so he was hearing from Sarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda from the book of Jayadev Goswami, Geet Govind. and books of Vidyapati, also a scholar about Radha and Krishna, and Chandidas, mostly about Radha and Krishna. Because Mahaprabhu is not different from Radha Krishna, so he wanted to give Unad Ujjala Ras. He wanted to give Braj Bhakti, but specifically also Gopi Bhav. So therefore he was showing with his confidential associates. So Damara Rai Ramananda, every evening he was hearing and he was relishing. And even he went to South India and he met Rai Ramananda. And then he was telling him also, you tell me something about devotional service. And Rai Ramananda was explaining about devotional service from the Bhagavad Gita, quoting some verses. And about from the Bhagavatam we should follow Varnashram. He said, it's okay, but this is external. Say a little more. Sarvada mam parijjaja. Give everything up and surrender to me. That is okay, but say more. And then he's explaining about the servants of Krishna in Braj. Dasya Bhav. I said, oh, this is nice. Yeah. Tell me more. Then he was not saying external. That is nice. Bhalo. Age kao. Very nice. Bhalo is Bengali language. Very nice. Age kao. Say more. And then he spoke about Sakya Bhav. About the friendship. The confidential friendship of Krishna's friends in Braj. And he was saying, Bhalo, again, very nice, say more. And then Vatsalya Bhav, the love of Maria Yashoda, confidential seva. She's thinking Krishna is my son. She doesn't know Krishna is God. He was satisfied. And then when he spoke about Kanta Prem, Kanta means the beloved of Srimati Radharani, and the gopis, then he was so happy and embraced him. He embraced Ramananda Roy. And then he said, tell more, tell more, tell more. And he was telling more and more. So this is the confidential service. So if one has firm faith, full faith, and one is surrendered, then one can discharge this devotional service confidentially. So that is an Uttam Vaishnav. So gradually one has to come from the Kanishta stage to the Madhyam. Prabhupada one time told his disciples also, you try to become Madhyamadikari, to come to the intermediate stage. So that is already very nice. When one has firm faith and one is able to deal nicely with everyone, and so then there's an exchange with Krishna, and then after some times one can become a pure devotee. So, and it's not that one day we are Kanishta, then tomorrow we are Madhyam, and the third day we are Uttamadikari. No, it takes time. So, but in the beginning, one has struggled, one understands that, yes, this is a process, now I have to become pure devotee. And yes, I hope in 1 year I become pure devotee. I can chant with tears coming from the eyes. And then devotees will say, okay, you try, yeah, very nice, good. And then he does 1 year, 2 years. Okay, then he understands not so easy to become pure devotee. But then one has confidence, yes, the process works. And slowly but surely I'm advancing. But to become pure devotee, it takes a little time. But one should try to make as much advancement as possible. And so if one is fortunate, one may attain perfection. So, but for this we have to actually chant the holy names nicely. One has to be in good association, so one can understand how to advance more and more. And one has to hear sufficiently about Mahaprabhu, about Krishna, then it becomes clear. And then ultimately one can, with full knowledge and understanding, then one may perform then pure devotional service and attain perfection. And then it is possible to join Krishna's pastimes. So we try our best, and especially by chanting nicely, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So everything clear? Fine? Yes. Yes.
You mentioned how Mahaprabhu, he would not only hear about Krishna and Vrindavan, he would also hear the stories of Prahlad Maharaj
Yes.
and Dhruva Maharaj. And you mentioned also the other day that Krishna and his different pastime forms, they are the same, but also they're not the same.
Yes.
So, can you explain this more? Also, because here
we have Nishingadev here.
he has come like this. So
yes.
How can we think that they are the same? But how should we consider that they are different?
Different, yeah. Same, they are the same in the sense that they are Satchidananda Swarup, Vishnu Tattva. They are Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. In this way they are the same. Nishingadev is Bhagavan, and his form is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. Vigraha. His form is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. So in this way also Krishna's form, Krishna is Bhagavan, but he's Swayam Bhagavan. He's the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And his form is transcendental, Satchidananda Swarup, eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. In this way they are non-different. But they're different. Krishna is in Golok and Nishingadev is in Vaikuntha. So that is a difference. Vaikuntha Bhav and Braj Bhav, there's a difference there. So in this way they are different. But they are non-different because they are God. In this way they are non-different. And Nishingadev knows about Krishna, and Krishna knows about all the incarnations because they're coming from him. But he is the source of everything. Ete chamsa kalapumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. That is explained in the Bhagavatam. So that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, certainly. So that Swayam Bhagavan is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And all the other are his expansions or the expansions of his expansions. So, but because they are Bhagavan, they are also non-different, but they are at the same time different. So just like there's one government, like here there's one government, in each country there's one government. But different personalities are there in the government. There's one Godhead, but there are different personalities. And Krishna is the Supreme. Just like usually in the government there's one Supreme, there's a chairman. Like maybe in Switzerland there's a Bundesrat, right? 7 persons are there, but there's one who is the chief. Or maybe they change after some time. In India also, there's a president, vice president, and then there's a Pradhan Mantri, the prime minister. So but there's one government, and they're governing, they're controlling the country. But different personalities are there. So there's one Godhead, Bhagavan Vishnu Tattva, but different personalities are there. So they're different and not different. So the Prime Minister and the President of India, they're part of the government, so they're same, but they're different also. And different duties are there, different activities. So same with Krishna. He has his pastimes in Braj, which are most wonderful. And then the other expansions of the Lord, they have an opulent aspect of the Absolute Truth. But it doesn't. But in Braj, actually, there's more opulence than anywhere else, and it is the biggest planet. But it is hidden. The opulence is hidden by the sweetness. So, but in Vaikuntha, so opulence is there. So it is inferior to Braj. So in this way, they are not different from the Lord because they are expanded form of the Lord since time immemorial. In this way, they are not different, but then they are different also. Different pastime, different activities are there. And so Nishingadev is Lilavatar. He's coming in this world to perform pastimes. So that manifest in this world. And Nishingadev, half man, half lion. There's Nishingadev also in Vaikuntha is actually Vishnu Murti with 4 arms, known as Nrisingha. So indicating that Nrisinghadev will be there in the material world, or Matsya. Matsya is Vishnu form also, Kurma. So Varaha. But then in this world, so they come in this form, as a fish. And that is eternal. Whenever the material world is manifest, then they're coming. Pastime manifestation. Lila avatar. And so that is mentioned also by Prabhupada in the scriptures. They are emanations of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Is the source of the different avatars. But Krishna himself, so he's coming directly. But he's not, and he's coming, or he's manifested here. But when he is here, Krishna doesn't mean he's not in Golok. He's there and he's manifested here also. By his unlimited opulence and power. And also Ramchandra Bhagavan, so he's coming directly. He's directly manifest from Ayodhya. And Dwarkadish also. And so but others, they may come usually from Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So that is there. But they all expanded form ultimately. Krishna is the fountainhead, is your original form. And then comes Balaram, and then after that Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha in Dwarka. Vasudev is the expansion of Krishna. Shankarshan is the expansion of Balaram. And from this Balaram, Mul Shankarshan, then other Chaturvya are coming. Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And these are so Vishnu Murtis with four-arm form. And then after comes Mahashankarshan, expanded form of Balaram, and from him come the three Purusha avatar, Mahavishnu, Karanadaksha Vishnu, and the next Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu. And from Kshirodaksha Vishnu, many avatars are coming in this world. So that is there. But some exceptions are there. Even Kapil Dev. So Kapil Dev, Prabhupada has mentioned, is there also in Vaikuntha. One planet is there of Kapil Dev. So some of them are there, but others are coming from Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So it is very complex and maybe not so easy to understand, but we should just faithfully hear and accept what is mentioned in the scriptures. And then we may realize to some extent. But we cannot completely understand Krishna and his opulence. It's not possible. Krishna is unlimited. But something we should understand, that we are the insignificant servant of Krishna and that we are meant to serve him. And when we do that, we develop love for Krishna. Then we can forget that Krishna is God. That Krishna is our best friend. Krishna is our beloved. And that is the most wonderful relationship. And Krishna is appreciating that love the most. Others are offering prayers. Krishna is okay. He's hearing, okay, nice prayer. But when the gopis are chastising Krishna, you're rascal or debauchee, because he went to see Chandravali instead of going to see Radharani at the meeting place. Then they're calling him ill names. And Krishna is appreciating because they have so much love for him. And they're chastising me also, and they like that also. So wonderful Krishna and wonderful pastimes in Braj. Most sweet. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to give this Braj Bhakti actually, and especially the love of the gopis. So it is our greatest fortune. Of course, it is by the will of providence also, because we are meant to go there, so therefore we came in this line. Others are there, they are meant to go to Vaikuntha, so then they are drawn to Ramanuja Sampradaya in South India, or they worship Lakshmi Narayan, then they go to Vaikuntha. But in ISKCON mostly it is for going to Braj. Of course, but sometimes others are also coming here. Prabhupada was like a fisherman, catching the fish from the ocean of material existence. And usually the fish of the same, same kind of fish, they're swimming together. But sometimes another fish is coming there also. And so Prabhupada is taking different kinds of jivas. So some, they may then go to Vaikuntha also. There's one devotee, so Prabhupada disciple, so he has so much attraction for Lakshmi Narayan. He even went to South India and Sri Rangam to learn how they worship Lakshmi Narayan. And when he's in South India, it's a tilak like they have. But when he comes to our temple, he puts our tilak. Otherwise they will say, why you have this tilak? But actually he has so much love for Lakshmi Narayan. And at home also he has the tilak. And some devotees are there of Ramchandra, like even in Gaur-lila, Murari Gupta and Jiva Goswami's father, they were Ram Bhaktas. So some exceptions are there. So there may be somebody, maybe a Ram Bhakta or Narayan Bhakta, but then they will go there also. And from here they can also go to Vaikuntha. If you chant Hare Krishna, you can go to Ram also. So, but mostly, so by divine arrangement and with the help of the demigods, so things are going on. And we just chant Hare Krishna and everything is fine. But still we have to use our intelligence and we have to try to know what is Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. So that is also required. Otherwise it is an anartha, Sarup Brahma, not knowing, for example, the difference between Krishna in Braj and Krishna in Dwarka. So if you worship Dwarkadish, you will not go to Golok. So some things we have to know. And what is pure devotional service. And following the footsteps of the Brijabasis. If you don't do that, you will not go to Golok. So this we have to know. If we don't know, we cannot go. So we have to have some knowledge. And that we get from the spiritual master. The Bhavak or Rasik Vaishnav, those are in Braj Bhav, who have Bhav for Krishna, who are advanced. Or those who are realized, they are known as Rasik. The eternal associates who come here, so they have this relationship with Krishna eternally. So they are, or those who have attained perfection, they may also be seen as Rasik Vaishnav, one who has realized his relationship. Otherwise, Bhavuk Vaishnav, who have Bhav on the platform of Bhav. So in their association, because they are knowledgeable, they are realized in their association, we may know the proper process by which we may become advanced and also attain Braj Bhakti and Bhav Bhakti, and then we may attain perfection. And then we can enter the pastimes of Krishna. So ultimately we have to come to Bhav Bhakti. The process is given, Sarana Bhakti and then Bhav Bhakti and then Prem Bhakti. Prem you can forget anyhow as a sadhaka practicing devotee. We're saying, with avoiding the offenses to get Krishna Prem. But in this body you cannot get full Prem. You can get Bhav, and that is known as Prem Ankur. Prem Ankur means a sprout. It is sprouting. The love for Krishna will sprout. If you're on platform, if you are in Bhav Bhakti, if you have the emotions, if you are free from the modes of material nature, Bhav Bhakti, then the love for Krishna will manifest. Slowly but surely, not fully. That is known, Bhav Avastha is known as Prem Ankur. So it is sprouting, Prem is sprouting. So, and then when you enter Krishna's pastimes, then Prem will be fully manifested, Krishna Prem, full. So, but first we have to realize our form, Sarup Siddhi. If you realize your form, then you can go. And then you get Vastu Siddhi, then you enter the pastimes. So it is a process which takes little time, but if you practice and in good association and praying and crying to Guru Gauranga Krishna, then you can advance and ultimately you will attain perfection. But the Lord's arrangement, you will take a perfection. But, depending on your desire and your qualification, you may advance further. Just like a boy is going to school. He's going first class, second class, third class. And naturally he will come to the 6th, 7th, 8th class, 9th class. Naturally. But it takes 9 years to come to the 9th class. So similarly, if you perform devotional service, slowly but surely, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they are a little further ahead. But it takes a little more than 9 or 10 years to come to Uttamavasta, to become pure devotee. So we have to be patient. We remain enthusiastic, Utsa Nishchay Daryat, enthusiastic, fixed and patient. And then we'll attain perfection after some time. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Yes, so we are positive and we hope to become quickly perfect. But at the same time, So we have to be ready to wait a little while to become pure. That's just the reality. But Prabhupada was very encouraging, just like small children, you encourage them. Sometimes people, the small children, they play. Papa, I want to become doctor. And they play with each other. I'm doctor, I'm a lawyer. Papa, I want to become doctor. Yeah, yes, you go a little bit to school. Tomorrow I will be doctor if I go to school. Yeah, you go to school. Okay, you'll become doctor very quickly. He goes to school and he understands. In the beginning, he doesn't understand. But after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, he will understand what it means to become doctor and how long it will take to become doctor. So the more you advance, the more you will understand where you are and where you have to go. Where you have to go, and it will take some time. So that's it. But we don't have to worry. We'll become perfect because Krishna is helping us. Like the child doesn't have to think. The parents are there. And he's studying a little bit and he's playing also, and then he's going ahead. And the parents are paying for the school fees, they're bringing the books, they're giving everything something to eat, new clothes, every few years new clothes because he's growing. He doesn't have to worry. The parents are taking care. So we don't have to worry. Krishna is taking care. He's the Supreme Father. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pradhan. He's the father and mother and everything. So we don't have to worry. We just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we'll be perfect one day. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna.